Hi, I'm Kyle Tobin, and I'll be walking you through a tutorial of the Pickup Basketball Manager site, which I created to help fairly track and manage game rotations at my gym during pickup hours. You can find more information around pickup basketball rules in the game format and rules section at the top, and more information around how to use the site in the site user guide section. Now, I'll start the tutorial of how to use the site and show off some of the cool functionality available to provide a better experience for all players. First, when you arrive at the gym, we need to add players into the system. You can find here at the top the Enter Player Name box, where you can enter the name and either hit Enter or the Add Player button. If you try to add a player that's already in the system, it's going to give you an error and ask you to add a last initial or use a different name to help differentiate between players and avoid confusion. Now, removing a player is just as easy. You can either type the player name in the Remove Player box and hit Enter, hit the Remove Player button, or you can right-click directly on the player box and then select Remove Player. Typically, you'll put real names into here, but for the sake of showing off how the site works, we're just going to call these players player 1 through 17. As soon as you have 10 players in the game, a game is able to start. And as soon as we get 11 or more players in, they'll start populating in the waiting queue. Pickup basketball rules dictate that the winner of the game gets to stay as king of the court, or as we call them here, champions. After the teams play a game to 11 points by ones and twos and we have a winner, you can use the Champions 1 or Challengers 1 buttons at the top to select who won the game. If the champions win, they stay champions. If the challengers win, they become the new champions, and the losing team will go to the bottom of the waiting queue. In this case, we're going to say the challengers win and become the new champions. Since there are 2 players in the waiting queue, and we need 3 players to make a full team of 5, the losing team will do a 3-point shootout to fill the remaining 3 spots. You can find the 3-point shootout rules in the game format and rules section at the top. After I hit the Challengers 1 button, I'll pick the 3 players that win the 3-point shootout. In this case, we'll say players 1, 4, and 5, and hit Confirm. Those players will join the Challengers team, while the losers are at the top of the waiting queue. You can continue to add and remove players throughout each game as people arrive and leave. I'm going to add a few more players here. You'll notice in the waiting queue on the left-hand side, we have an estimated wait time. This lets the players know how long they will have to wait before they get to play again. We assume that most games are going to take about 12 minutes on average to complete. On the right side of the waiting queue, you'll see our game countdown, letting the players know how many games need to be played before you will have a chance to play. If you're going to have to be in a 3-point shootout, you may see a 1 to 2, 2 to 3, or 3 to 4 on the game countdown, depending on if you win or lose the 3-point shootout. We also have a manual mode which can provide some flexibility in uncommon circumstances. As an example, removing a player from the Champions or Challengers team mid-game because of an injury will automatically turn manual mode on. We'll remove player 2 here. Now you can drag and drop players to different spots in the waiting queue, off of previous teams, between different teams, Champions and Challengers, whatever you would like to do. As soon as you have 5 players on both Champions and Challengers teams, you can turn manual mode off and resume normal operations. Now this covers the basics on the site. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to click on my story and connect with me on either LinkedIn or Instagram. I hope the site can help provide an improved pickup basketball experience for everyone. Thanks for listening.